Hi. So, just go around a bit of background on you and your company. Riverbank Tree Surgeons. We're in the middle of the lockdown furlough at the moment. So you're furloughed. You've got some guys that work for you that they're they're furloughed, yeah. And I
Yeah,
guess you're waiting till the lockdown finishes, yeah. Until you can.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm keeping an eye on the Arboricultural Association advice, which has been the same since the start. I'm just waiting for them to change their line, and then I'll think about going back to work. And for me, it's about how I can do that safely for my guys. They're the top priority in terms of keeping them safe.
Yeah. Yeah, no, everyone's the same. It's strange. Pretty much, although some of our clients, the phones have gone completely dead. Others, the phones have got busier and busier. Like plumbers, the phone rings off the hook at the moment. It's like everybody waited for a month because they didn't want anyone in their house, and they put off everything that was going wrong. And now they've suddenly decided they need to get somebody in.
The leaky
Uh,
taps that they're stuck with 24/7 are driving them crazy.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's exactly that. It's quite funny how it's worked. You're one of our clients with one of the, well, we call them digital shop fronts, but they're basically websites we put up in different parts of town so that clients can have their own website. They still get their own business from that and whichever other marketing they do. But then we put up other sites. Some of them are directories, some of them are plain websites. The way Google works these days, if your site's in, say, Hamilton or something, then we can put some up in some other surrounding suburbs or Glasgow or whatever, and get some calls in, and we usually just send the calls straight through to you. Before all this happened, you were getting so much work in, not just from us, from your other places as well, that meant you having to postpone some of the work and put it off. You had about a month's lead time or so of work before the lockdown, didn't you?
6 weeks actually. So we're getting quite busy, and that's what's been so frustrating about it. Busiest
Yeah.
time of year, April, May.
Yeah, it's funny. It's the first 2 or 3 weeks of the lockdown, the calls were down a bit, but the last week or so, the calls are way up again, and that's for tree surgeons as well.
I heard from a friend who's also in the industry. He did 17 quotes the weekend there, and
Wow.
that's crazy. I mean, I'd struggle to do 5 or 6 in a day. I don't know how he managed that. It must have all
Yeah.
been just beat, to be honest.
Yeah, that is crazy. No, I mean, at the moment, the last week or so, we've been getting between two and three calls a day for quotes,
Okay.
which is, well, it's still good business. I mean, how many employees have you got normally? You've got, is it 2 or 3, and then you bring on extra contractors if you need them for the bigger jobs?
Yeah. So the majority of the time, there's 3 of us. But when the bigger stuff comes in, then we call in some subbies. So a couple of guys that I use consistently, but always looking for new guys, better guys.
We started with you. I think we started with you in November, no, September last year, because one of the guys we had been working with had moved. He's decided to move off and up sticks and move to Spain. Funnily enough, that worked out pretty well because we found you, and you've managed to close a lot of the business we send you. Basically, I mean, it's always a bit of both. There's how good the leads that are coming in, and then there's also how good you are at closing the leads and selling the people. And
Yeah.
most of what we gave you, you get a pretty good conversion rate on. We do it in 2 ways normally. With some guys, we'll send the phone calls or the emails or the contact forms from the website. We'll just forward them straight through to the client. But then in some cases, like with tree surgeons, it's if you've not got somebody to answer the phone and you're literally up a tree somewhere, then it works a lot better if we can jump on that call, speak to them as soon as the client's made the call from the website, and just tell them, take their details and tell them that somebody's going to call them back. And that way we tend to convert and grab a lot more business. So if we called them back 3 hours later or something, then quite often they just pick the phone up again and call the next guy on the list.
Yeah. That can happen. You've got to be quick off the mark, definitely.
Yeah, well, it's definitely worked quite well with you. The other thing we do, I mean, that you won't even realize this, is when contact forms come in. So if somebody fills in the form on a website or on a directory and they say, hi, we're looking for, this is our address, this is our phone number, we're looking for a key tree to be trimmed or whatever, then it grabs the telephone number out of that, calls us or the contractor straight away and says, hi, there's somebody just filled in build in a contact form. If you want to speak to them straight away, press 1, and it lets us speak to them like within a minute of them having filled in the form. So it's another way we grab them, instead of like a lot of people do, is they'll wait until the evening to go through all their emails or something, and quite often that way they lose a few clients. The other thing as well, I don't know if you've noticed a difference with this or not, if you've bought leads from anything like Trusted Trader or Checker Trader or anything like that. The leads we have obviously just go to one person. So we only ever work with one person with one site or with one area. So the leads are exclusive. With Trusted Trader, they'll say they only hand it to 3, but it's usually 5 people. And then every time you're speaking to a lead from them, you're quoting against 4 other clients that they've passed it to.
I've heard that can be quite frustrating and costly as well. I don't use anyone else. I only take leads from you and do my own advertising. But a lot I'm finding now is word of mouth as well. So I don't think I need to investigate Trusted Trader or any of those. But
yeah, no, it's usually people try it once, try it for a few months, and then don't go back because they get burnt. Now is a strange time as well with the lockdown. People are just some people are just trying to turn to anywhere to get where they can get business, and so a lot of them are turning back to Trusted Trader and things again.
Right.
So, well, anyway, we hope this isn't going to go on for much longer. I mean, we've got building contractors, we've got bathroom fitters, we've got fencers. Actually, I was going to be speaking to you about fencing to see if that's something you'd cover as well. But then we also do boiler engineers, roofing, and most of these have gone quite quiet, but all the things to do with, like I say, gardens and plumbing, people sitting at home seem to be quite keen to phone people up to come and sort things out at the moment. But hopefully things will get back to a bit more like normal after the lockdown. And anyway, there was one.
I really hope so. It's been a very long 6 weeks, Ed. You're used to working, 4 or 5 days a week, and when you really love what you do, then it's hard being cooped up in the sunshine, when you're an outdoors person.
Yeah. No, I understand completely. As you know, I've been locked down, not leaving the house for 7 weeks. And with my work stuck on a computer, it can be tough sometimes.
You've been having a few more bottles of wine this weather.
Yeah, there were 1 or 2. But anyway, thanks very much for coming on with us.
No problem.
Like I say, it's just so that other people can get an idea of how it works out for our clients and how we can maybe help out some other people as well. We're looking to get some more tree surgeons on across Scotland at the moment and Northern England. So hopefully people will get a good idea of what's happening from this. Hope you have a good final few weeks of the lockdown. I think you're finishing off a fence, aren't you?
Yeah, garden fence. I don't usually do fencing. It's quite straightforward. I even had my wife mixing the cement for the posts, which she was over the moon about. A team effort.
Well, enjoy. Thanks very much anyway.
Cheers,
and, we'll catch up with you soon, hopefully when all this is over.
Okay, Paul.
Cheers. Thanks a lot. And you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.